Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to, at least for a while, a new set here in the Jack Davidson Conference Center at the Platter Complex as Coach's Corner continues before the final game of the regular season, and what a game it is. It's coming up on Friday night at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium for the district championship. Now, both of these teams are going on to the playoffs, and both hope to go deep, and the Lions want to win a state championship. But for this week, and to decide a district championship, it's JT and Whitehouse, Friday night, 7:30 at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. Coach Ricklan Holmes is with us. I know that you guys are used to playing in these kind of big ball games, and this is nothing really new for you, but it's still fun to be a part of it, isn't it?
Any game that we play on Friday night is supposed to be fun. The preparation that we put in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday gets us ready for ball games like this.
And the district race has come down to this, and that's one of those things. You and I have talked about this on a number of occasions. You wanted to win the city championship. You did that.
First goal.
Second goal is to do what you're trying to do on Friday night, right?
Most definitely. And as long as we continue to do the things that we've been doing from game 1 all the way to game 10, I plan on us coming out on top. Well,
you're going to have a big crowd out there. Tell me a little bit about just the atmosphere you expect Friday night.
Atmosphere will be similar to when we played Robert E. Lee. By us being so close in the community as far as Whitehouse and Tyler population goes, there's going to be a lot of fans there. It's going to be very exciting. It's senior night for us, so it'll be a little emotional, especially for our seniors.
And when you look back on when you played at JT and then played at Oklahoma State and even in the NFL, these kinds of games, what do you remember about the emotions that you went through?
The main thing I remember is the game itself. The way that it felt, going out onto the field, knowing that it's your last home game, knowing that you're going against, a somewhat rivalry team, and just remembering everything that you did during the week and making sure that you did it that night.
Now, you haven't been playing Whitehouse that long because you haven't been in the district with them that long, but there's a little bit of a rivalry sort of developed there, hasn't it?
Most definitely. For years and years and years, Whitehouse and along with Lindale, they always wanted to play John Tyler. They felt like they could always compete with us, and they can compete with us. They have pretty much the same type of athletes that we do have, and by us just being able to go against each other once a year, it makes it good for the community.
All right, so we'll talk more about that. Again, that's coming up this week. But let's look back first of all, and we'll have some video of it in just a moment. JT played their next to last regular season game this past Friday night at Nachodoches, won the ball game by a score of 50-7. What stood out to you, Coach? Let's start with offense. What you did?
Just being able to move the ball like we have been doing in the past, knowing that we're going to be able to score pretty much when we want to score. Greg is playing amazing at the quarterback, and the skilled guys at their position are doing an amazing job. Offensive line, once again, done a great job protecting Ward and opening up holes for the running back, DePonte Wood.
And on the last few Monday nights, I've been coming by after practice and interviewing kids, and at least 3 of those times, you've asked me to interview one of your offensive linemen. So those kids must be playing awfully well, right?
They are. They're buying into what we have them doing, and they're doing a tremendous job in preparation, getting ready for Friday. Just making sure that they're hustling all the time, making sure all the technique and the fundamental things are tightened down so that they don't make the small mistakes that they're going to make and hopefully don't make on Friday.
Now, you don't ask your guys on the O-line to just go out and pancake guys, do you? What you're looking for is something a little different. Just talk about the job those guys have to do for you.
The job that they're doing is basically to get in the way. Yes, we want you to recreate the line of scrimmage, especially on the run play, but when it's time for pass blocking, you have to make sure you collapse, you make that comfortable cup for Greg to make the plays he needs to make, and they're doing a good job at that right now.
Has O-line play changed since you played back in the 90s at John Tyler?
It's still physical, but it's not as physical as it had been because it's less running and it's more passing. So you got a more of a passive-aggressive attack now.
So what do you look for in an O-line? Because some of these kids aren't that big. They have to be quick. What do you need when you look for an offensive line?
Hand control, hand placement, knowing where to place your hat in your hands at the same time. As an offensive line in this day and age, you have to be quick, you have to stay low, and you have to be somewhat flexible.
So, you don't have to play, be 300 pounds to play offensive line at John Tyler, then, right?
Most definitely, especially not in our offensive scheme.
All right, let's talk also. You mentioned Greg a little bit earlier. I even asked Emmanuel Terrazas this last week. 10 years from now, when you look back on your high school career and somebody asks you about playing with Greg Ward, what are you going to say? And, hard to describe. I mean, what the young man has done. I mean, I can't imagine a young man having a better high school career. He hopes to cap it off with the ultimate prize, but what a career he's had.
Oh, most definitely. Greg has been able to do at the quarterback position that a lot of people want to do. You know, he had some success throwing the ball. He also had success running the ball. And by him being able to control the game the way that he's able to control it, it puts us in position to win football games on Friday.
All right, defensively, your guys have pitched 2 shutouts this year. You gave up 7 this week. I think you gave up 7 last week. I mean, just the job they've done, and talk about specifically how they played on Friday night at NAC.
Progressive improvement is all it's doing.
Yeah.
You know, from game 1 all the way until last week, and it's going to continue. Those guys know exactly what to do. They're having fun out there, and they're just playing football without thinking. You know, it's on the defensive side of the ball, it's about reaction. On the offensive side of the ball, it's about me telling you what to do and how to do it. On the defensive side, you have to react to what the offense is told to do, and you just have to make sure you're able to do it. And the way that we've been practicing the past several weeks, getting them guys ready, Coach Anderson's game plan has been tremendous, and it's real simple. And it has them having fun. It has them out there being loose. It has them out there playing fast. And that's the way we got to play because we are a speed team.
I've heard the old cliche, you know, great players take it to a different level. Has Tyus Bowser taken his game to a new level?
Yes, he has, and he's understanding that he can do it, and he's doing it on Fridays right now.
Yeah, what's he doing? I mean, what all does he do on defense for you?
What he does is he provides pressure.
Yeah.
He provides a presence in a pocket that a quarterback don't want back
He's disruptive.
there. Most definitely.
Yeah.
And he gives offensive linemen something else to work on.
And 3 picks, I think it was Friday night,
Yes.
right?
Most
I
definitely.
mean, well, I'm sure we'll see some of that, but what kind of job are those guys doing?
Those guys, what they're doing is they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. As a defensive back, you're not supposed to let people catch the ball. And whenever you get that opportunity for you to catch the ball, and you need to capitalize on it. And our guys are doing a great job with that right now.
Special teams, talk about that too.
Special teams is solid. You know, we don't make a lot of mistakes. We do a lot of great things. The things that we were doing bad last year, we're doing a lot better this year, and we're continuing to improve in that area week in and week out.
This game is coming up Friday night, 7:30 at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. Before we talk about Whitehouse, let's take a look back at the Nachodoches game. The Lions won that ball game at Dragon Stadium 50-7. And as always, Coach Holmes brings along game video of the Lions' victory over the NAC Dragons, and there are a lot of highlights to get to, both the wide shots and the end zone shots, which we certainly love to look at. Again, that ball game, was just part of what has been a very good district run. They broke 60 against Corsicana. They scored 35 in the Lindale game and put up very solid numbers. Then another game against this past week, and here you are on offense starting the ball, Coach.
This great pass play from Greg to Justice, and you know, using that speed and that big body that Justice has to get past that DB and into the end zone. Great ball, great touch by Greg, and making sure he puts it on only the wide receiver can get it.
Yeah, he really had to put that one on the money. Kid had decent coverage anyway, right?
He did.
Back on defense here.
Give him a little bit of pressure, and Darren Fowler's done a great job breaking on this ball, you know, in the coverage that we was playing. And like I say, after the ball's in your hand, you got to try to make something happen.
And tell us about Darian. He has received a scholarship offer. Is that right? His first, we think?
He received his first scholarship offer from HBU, which is Houston Baptist University.
There'll be others, though.
There'll be others. There'll be others
sure.
coming, especially when you have scored 27 on your ACT and you have a 3.0 GPA. A lot of teams are going to start looking at you.
Good for him. So we know he'll be playing somewhere next year.
Most definitely.
All right, you've got the empty backfield and the spread. What are you doing here?
Spreading them out, making them thin in the middle so that we can take advantage of the middle just like we did right here with Fred coming across. Basically, you know, nice pitch and catch down the middle of the field, Fred, and then just let him use his athletic ability to make the play and get in the end zone.
Yeah, get shifted out of the one-back set into the empty, and here's the end zone view of it. How many reads does Greg have to make on a play like that?
Well, it's really not a number.
Not a progression on that.
It's what he knows that he has to go to, and what he know he can go to. So,
offense again, different play. Heck of a move.
A nice pass. Darren Flowers, I believe. Yeah, this is the one where we scored him down and he got in the end zone on this one. They called him short, so we had to line back up and get back in the end zone.
Maybe we'll see it right here, one way or the other. We can make the call. This is instant replay, right? It's like the league. I don't know. What do you think? He tagged the Palo. You still think he got in on that play?
Yeah, I think he got in too,
okay,
but you know.
Well,
you got to leave that call up to the referees also.
One or two plays later, you're in anyway.
Little swing pass and just let him hit the corner and use the speed, get in the end zone.
Who scored there?
DeQuante
Woods. Again, and the job that he and Gibson have done, they basically swapped positions this year. Right?
And they're both very successful in that trade-off too.
Just inside the pile on. Now they've got a little drive working here.
Yeah,
right?
a little drive working on us against right here, but that old saying, you know, bend but don't break. That's exactly what our defense did. Terry Osborne got him interception in the end zone. Now we're back on offense.
Yeah, but you got great pressure there too.
Yeah.
And who's coming? Is this Bowser coming off the edge here on this play, or Cavante Jefferson?
I think it's going to be both of them coming off the edge. Yeah.
Boy, that secondary, when you get that kind of pressure, makes their job
makes it a lot more easy. That's no doubt at all.
Right.
Back on defense. Nice play on the ball here by Elliott Hart. Coming from the safety position.
Of course, JT's had great players in the secondary over the years, for many, many years. Who are the two kids at UT San Antonio? Tristan Wade and
Darian Stark.
Yeah, both starting at
both
UT
of them
San
are starting.
Antonio.
One starts at safety, the other starts at corner.
Yeah. Nice play.
This is DeQuante Woods.
And DeQuante's still starting at linebacker, so he rarely leaves the field for you, right?
Yeah, he's a double duty guy. Him and Darren Flowers. They're one of those guys that go back and forth all night.
Yeah. How good a shape do you have to be in to pull that off?
You got to be in real good shape. That's why they do what they do in practice to make sure they stay in that position, that type of mentality.
Greg keeps the play alive here and takes himself.
Just shows his versatility. You know, they called him down on the 2-yard line, I believe, on this one. But, you know, when things break down in the secondary with our receivers and they're not able to get open, you know that you have that sixth player back there that's going to be able to do what he needs to do to make a play happen. That's what he does here.
Oh, I think he tagged the pile on there. I'm going to agree with you on
that.
Once
again, the referees, they have to make that call also.
Well, in the end, it's a short touchdown run. Who gets in here? Is Gibson?
No, Lee, that's, was that Liggins?
I'm going to have to look here. I've lost. How about Rod Smith?
No, it wasn't Rod.
It wasn't Rod. That was a later touchdown, right? No, No, that was Liggins. I'm sorry.
Liggins, Justice.
Yeah. I was looking at the wrong game, Coach, on my box score here. Okay. Another sack.
And
that's a fumble recovery, right?
Yes, most definitely. It comes from pressure off the edge and just making a young man make a bad decision, you know, at the heat of the moment.
Well, that pressure's coming from right up the middle, too, that time.
That came from DeAndre Miller.
Yeah.
And he's having a great season this year. Also, him and Chris Mobley up the middle.
Yeah. We don't get the pub that Tyus gets because their job is also clog it up, too, right?
Well, they get the pub on Saturday. Come watch film with me.
You come watch the video?
I promise you that.
All right, there's a nice play off the edge, touchdown pass.
Stepping up, getting out, creating a little bit more time. That's Darren Flowers. They called him down again also. Said he didn't cross the goal line.
All right, so this is going to set up a 2-yard touchdown run here by Woods, I believe, right?
Yes. And the holes that the offensive line are creating right here is just amazing. You know, from the improvement from last year to this year, It's like night and day.
And when your backs are that quick, you don't have to hold the block very long, do you? Just create just a real quick gap.
Just a gap. And this right here, the first time we had a field goal blocked. This was a field goal. Got blocked. Greg made a gutsy heads-up play here. Got the ball quick. Got it in for a 2-point.
Don't see that very often. Extra point block, but you get 2 points out of it.
Still get 2 points out of it.
Yeah.
Jump ball to Fred Ross. Use his athletic ability, basketball jumping skills.
Yeah.
Get up over the top of the DB and bring it down in the end zone.
Nice play. Now you're playing D again.
Coming off the edge was Cavante getting him a sack during the game.
He's had a nice season for you,
He
too.
had a real good season. You know, he plays fast and he plays hard. That's exactly what you want defensive players to do.
All right, so that gives you an idea. I'm not sure if that's all the
That was it.
video. That's probably all she wrote of the video again. And 50-7 was the game score on Friday night for the Lions over the Nachodoches Dragons. Overall, the district, assess how you think your guys have played. I've seen a couple of those games. It started with Corsicana, and they tried to fool you early on, and that was the night you pitched a nearly perfect game with your starters. Well, your starters did. They went 9 for 9, 9 drives, 9 touchdowns. I'd never seen that before, and that kind of got you off to a really good start in district play.
Like I said, it goes back to continuous improvement, making sure that we're going out there doing everything that we need to do Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to take care of everything on Friday. And the guys have been doing an amazing job making sure they're taking care of their grades first and getting out to practice and doing the things they need to do to be successful.
The Glendale game was a 35-0 ball game. Just kind of an overview of how that went.
Just going out there, making sure we was being disciplined, making sure we didn't make a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of small errors that we had made possibly in the first game against Corsicana, and just have that continuous improvement on that next game going into district so that we can build off of that and keep going in the direction that we're going right now.
Jacksonville, 59-7. That was a home game that you played. How did that feel?
Felt good to be back at home. You know, we've been on the road several times this year. You know, we've been successful on the road, but it's always good to be back at home. Great crowd with us going against Jacksonville. It was homecoming. So you wanted to go out there and you wanted to perform well in front of your home crowd.
This game will get a lot of attention this week, statewide, not just locally, but there'll be a lot of statewide attention. Because Whitehouse is good. Good for them. They've had a really, really good season.
And they're ranked high, too.
And they're ranked high. So just, preparing for a ball game like this, do you do anything different at all for a game like this? And from an emotional point of view, the guys don't have to be reminded who they're playing. It's kind of like playing league, isn't it?
Yeah, but most definitely you're still playing yourself. You're still playing John Tyler. You're still playing that face of his opponent. And as long as you continue to think that way, practice that way, play that way, you'll never go up and down during the season because you do have games where, you're supposed to beat that team. But if you go out there and you perform like the team that you're playing, then you're really not as good as you think you are. So as long as you go out there and you face the team that you think is the best, which is us, that we think we are the best, then you're going to go out there and you're going to perform the way that you need to perform to take care of games on Friday.
And a game like this, I mean, this is, win or lose, and you want to win, you plan to win, but no matter what happens, a game like this really is great for getting you ready for the postseason because those bright lights really starting this week, the lights are going to just keep getting brighter. Right?
Getting brighter and brighter, and the attention that we're getting starting this week and building up into the playoff is the same deal that we're going to go into this Friday being like.
What has there been a point this year when you really felt like that it just kind of clicked in with these guys? Was there a play, a game where you felt like, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for? Because really since district play especially, the offense is really kicking it high.
The way my guys performed in the rain against the Tigers team, they could have easily shut it down because we weren't able to throw the ball like we normally wanted to. Mm-hmm. We had to buckle down and run the ball a little bit more. And just showing that composure, letting them know that they can play in a different element and get it done.
So that
was a turning point for me as far as the mind frame of the kids.
I know you weren't particularly happy because you didn't win by much that night. It was raining like crazy, but you felt like you made you saw something there with them because they overcame the elements that night.
Yes,
right?
And as I watched film that next day, that Saturday, that's when it really dawned on me that we didn't win by much, but we done some great things that night.
Have you run that pitch that you've been promising yet? Have you done
much of
that? No.
When I run it, you'll see it. I promise you'll know it is. I promise you'll know, because you probably don't have the same reaction I did when I seen it in practice.
Are you saving that one, huh?
We're saving that one.
All right. We refer back to when Rick played at John Tyler. Alan Wilson loved to pitch the ball left, pitch it right. He did that to you a few times, too.
Most definitely. Run scat right, scat left, and then you hit him back with a cutback every once in a while.
Did you ever, in those days, I mean, Alan would use anywhere from 8 to a dozen different guys would touch the football. And nobody ever had great stats, right?
No.
You remember that? I mean, you maybe carry 5 or 6 times a ball game. You might get 60 yards or more, but you didn't get to really pile up the stats. Was that a lesson you've been able to teach these guys, that, you know, that because that group was all about the team?
All about the team. It wasn't about it was about us.
Right.
And being able to do what we done, you know, as a collective unit, yeah, we had some high stats. Mm-hmm. But as individuals, we didn't.
Yeah.
But it all came down to that final deal. You had to win the game. And we done what we had to do to win the game. And that was us rotating and waiting for our number to be called and touch the ball and get it done.
You don't do quite that same thing, but you still have used a few of those principles too, do you not?
Yeah, we got a variety of guys that come out the backfield,
right.
They touch the ball and they run the ball, and that concept, you know, the kids buy into that, and they understand why we do it, and they understand how to do it.
You ever show me those old videos?
No, I hadn't yet. I've been looking for a couple of them so I can show them, you know, the old offense versus this new offense that we have going on here.
Well, I mean, the 94 state, surely the video of the TV broadcast exists out there somewhere.
Yes.
You probably have a copy of that,
I have
don't
a copy
you?
of that, too.
You going to show them that?
I think that's one of them that I'm going to show them.
Yeah, just show them the whole TV broadcast, because, I mean, how cool is that, you know? Yeah. Hold that trophy up and all that went on in the Astrodome that day.
Yeah, see that great accomplishment that them young men put together in that 94 season, along with Coach Alan Wilson and that staff.
All right, this week it's Whitehouse. Tell us what you know, first of all, just an overview of what about a Whitehouse team that is undefeated, and like you, they've been putting up some very impressive offensive numbers.
Well, they have an explosive offense also. They have a pretty good quarterback out of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's been doing a good job protecting the ball and putting it where the receivers need to be to catch it. The Clint Terrell kid has been playing amazing so far this year at the wide receiver, and that defense is solid. You know, they don't make a lot of mistakes, and they capitalize on a lot of mistakes that the other team has been making, and it puts their offense in position to win some football games.
They are a true spread football team, too.
They are a true spread football team. Matter of fact, if you look at the film from last week, them going against Coastal, they stayed in an empty set almost the whole game, and that's pretty amazing accomplishments. You know, as far as saying that I'm not going to run the ball, I'm going to throw the ball the whole time. So,
do they run the ball much at all?
They do run the ball. They don't run the ball as much as we do, but they do run the ball from time to time. I don't think they ran the ball last week until the end of the game. So
and like you, I mean, you're blessed with a half a dozen guys or more who are a threat to catch the ball and take it deep anytime. Whitehouse has a little bit of that same thing going. They
do have a couple of athletes that are able to do some of the things that we're able to do. Do they have as many as we do? No, they don't. But the guys that they do have, they are talented and they can get their job done.
Who's got the most pressure? You're at home. I mean, do you feel like that the pressure is more on you? And do you, if that's true, do you embrace that pressure?
I think the pressure's on both of us because it's a district title on the line. Yeah. You know, both of us want to win it. We both want to go into the playoff as number one seed coming out of our district.
Because you'll both be the Division I representative.
Well, we'll be Division I, they'll be Division II.
They'll be Division II, okay. All right, okay.
And you just want to make sure that you accomplish that goal that you set forth for your team, and that's to win the district championship. So the pressure is about the same for both schools.
What does a district championship mean? I mean, in the way the playoffs are set up, there was a time when only one team went. You had to win district to even go to the playoffs. You don't have to do that anymore.
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
But what does it mean?
But what it means to us is that means that we've dominated 4A since we've been in 4A. Mm-hmm. You know, since we came into 4A, we won the district championship all the way up until now. So if we take care of our business on Friday, we just continue that legacy.
Nor have you ever lost
a district game.
A district game.
So, like I said, that right there is a great accomplishment for our high school football team.
And you know they're going to be gunning for you. Whatever they've got, don't you think you'll get it this week?
They're going to throw everything at us like the kitchen sink. So you're going to get their best game. You're going to get what they're going to be doing. and they're going to try to do it better than they've been doing it all year.
What's a week like this like for the school, for John Tyler High School, prepping for a game like this?
Same atmosphere, like I said, it was against Lee. Cross-town rivalry type of deal, people in the community talking back and forth, saying different things, and, just going into it through that mind frame, letting them know that, we do know that Whitehouse and John Tyler's playing.
Yeah, and I guess these kids know each other, really. I mean, because in some cases they played Pop Warner against each other. They maybe they played together
with each other.
Yeah, right.
They just moved out into the Whitehouse community and start going to Whitehouse. So, it's kind of like playing your brother again, and, now at the end of the day, you're going to go in the house, you're going to say, Mom and Daddy, I beat him, or Mom and Daddy beat me. So
is this a little bit like the Robert E. Lee week, only the stakes are a little bit higher?
Stakes are a lot higher because, like I said, it's a district championship on the line. So, it's pretty much the same atmosphere.
What's it like for the coaches prepping for a game like this? Because this is kind of what you kind of coach for, isn't it?
You go into it the same way that we've been going into it. We still work the same hours. We still put in the same preparation time to get offense, defense, and special teams ready. As long as you stay a steady course and you don't change anything that's been getting you to this point, then there's really no sense in looking at it any other way.
Rick, what's the year been like for you? I mean, taking over, has it flown by? Has it been a long stretch for you? But your regular season, your first regular season as the head coach is about to come to an end. What's it been like?
It's been super fast. I got to say that it's been very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I would say that because I was prepared for this, by being next to Coach Rush, seeing everything he done from a head coach perspective, and knowing that the position that we were going to put ourselves in at the beginning of the year, being prepared to take care of the first 10 games going into the playoff, and just understanding that you got to take everything one day at a time, and you got to enjoy it because Monday will be over, and then it'll be Tuesday. But there won't be another Monday getting ready for Whitehouse like it is now.
Yeah. What do you think the atmosphere will be like Friday night? What do you look for? What do you want out of the fans, your fan?
I expect them to be just as rowdy as they always been. I expect for them to be loud. I expect for the band to be amazing as usual. I expect our cheerleaders to do exactly what they've been doing, keeping the crowd in the game. And the football players, we feed off of that. The coaches feed off of that. And the performance that we put up on Fridays is, it's a tribute to the fans, the band, the cheerleaders, and the parents, letting them know that this is what we prepare week in and week out for, and I appreciate them letting me have their sons.
All right, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Again, the Lions deserve and need your support Friday night. They need a true home field advantage against the Whitehouse Wildcats at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium, so we expect all the Lion fans to be out there. Let's fill the hill up as well as the Lions and the Whitehouse Wildcats get together for the district championship. It'll kick off at 7:30 at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. For Coach Holmes, I'm Bill Coates. Thanks for joining us.